What's going on, guys? Rhino Tool back here again, giving you guys another ranking. With the release of Onward, the newest film from Pixar, it's time for me to give you guys another Pixar ranking. Not a movies one, not doing one until June when Soul comes out. It's time for me to give you guys a very different ranking. I'm going to be ranking the Pixar duos. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. Before I start this video, I wanted to give a special shout out to my buddy Zach Pope, and I got this idea from him. He did this as well because Onward came out this weekend, and this type of theme fits in perfectly for Onward, and so thank you, Zach, for the inspiration to do this video. How I decided to do this, guys, is I decided to do it by friendships, teammates, not the couples. I'm leaving off the couples. They're not duos technically, except for one that are the duo in that film. So if you guys are asking me in the comment section, why didn't I have this duo or that duo? That's either because I don't consider them a main duo or that the list would be too much. I decided to go with these 12 right here. Let me know down below in the comment section your guys' favorite Pixar duos, your ranking down below, and let's have a great conversation. As always, this is just subjective, my opinions, my favorite duos, and just please respect that. Without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 12 is going to be Lightning McQueen and Mater from the Cars trilogy. Now, the Cars trilogy, they're one of my least favorite Pixar movies. You all know that if you've been following my channel for a long time. You guys know I don't like Mater as a character. He's my least favorite Pixar protagonist character. And Lightning McQueen, he's that cocky rookie in the first movie and then progresses into a moderate Pixar character. The first Cars, they stumble across each other when Lightning goes to Radiator Springs and Mater meets up with him. They become buddies throughout that movie. In Cars 2, it becomes a spy movie where Mater is the spy and Lightning is focusing on his race. And so they really didn't have much to do in that film. And then in Cars 3, Lightning was training Cruz Ramirez and Mater was there for support. So Lightning and Mater as a duo, they're the weakest Pixar duo by far. They're fine, not awful. At number 11 is going to be Arlo and Spot from The Good Dinosaur. A dinosaur and a little baby boy. Now, The Good Dinosaur, it is an average Pixar film, but the best part of that movie is easily Arlo and Spot's duo, friendship. Arlo comes across Spot one day and they don't like each other at first, and so they're at odds with one another, but throughout that movie, they learn to respect each other and understand each other. I really like this duo because I think they're the underdogs, very underrated. Just unfortunately, it's Pixar. There are better ones, but I think this is definitely the most underrated Pixar duo. Coming in at number 10 is going to be Remy and Linguini from Ratatouille. Another different species duo, a rat and a human being. Remy, as we all know, is this rat who has a passion for cooking. He loves to cook, loves food. His family have different points of view. They're just rats. They love to eat trash and food. And Remy gets separated from his family, ends up at Gusteau's restaurant in France, and there he meets Linguini out of random nowhere, and they both agree to work together. And Remy is hiding under Linguini's hair and under his hat. It's a really great friendship, and Linguini's talking to a rat. They're not talking back and forth with each other, and so they're just communicating through thumbs up. And just the scenes of them in the restaurant with Remy controlling Linguini, it's that duo that just totally works. They get the job done, and they have their bickering moments, but Remy and Linguini, they work really well together. Coming in at number 9 is the only couple duo in this ranking. That is Wally and Eve from WALL-E. Now, WALL-E, I think, is the most overrated Pixar movie out of all of them. It's a very high praise movie, but I'm not up there like a lot of people are. But my favorite part about that movie is easily Wally and Eve's duo, friendship, as well as relationship. Wally is this only robot on planet Earth cleaning up the human beings' trash, and Eve eventually goes on Earth and searches for human life, and so, or a place to live, and then they just stumble across each other, and Again, starts very heated between the two robots, but they eventually learn to work together, as well as fall in robot love. I think Wall-E and Eve is one of the best relationships and love stories in Pixar in particular. It's just the fact that there's just two robots. They don't speak at all. They just go wah 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 wah. Coming number 8 is going to be Ducky and Bunny from Toy Story 4, voiced by Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele. Key and Peele. I love these two. Ducky and Bunny, they were by far the funniest, newest characters from Toy Story 4. Just their introduction when they come across Buzz Lightyear at this carnival game, and there's just like, to infinity and my foot. It's just so funny. I love Ducky and Bunny. They're back and forth. They're comedy. They always have each other's back whenever there were heated moments between Woody and Bo Peep. They always stuck together, and Ducky and Bunny as a duo is just really under the radar, and for a new duo, I think they really work together and they know how to get stuff done. But coming in at number 7 is going to be the newest duo introduced, that is Ian and Barley from Onward. Now, I saw Onward a week ago at an early screening, so my review is out on my channel if you guys want to go check out my thoughts on Onward. Tom Holland and Chris Pratt voiced them, and I think it's pitch perfect casting. You have Ian, a 16-year-old kid who just wants to be a normal kid, going to high school and all that, dealing with stressful stuff, and Barley as this older brother, and he just loves Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy worlds. So they go out on this quest to try to find something so they could bring back their father for one day, because they both lost their father very young. They learn to trust each other throughout that film. No matter what, it may sound crazy, but they always learn to listen to each other. And I think the messages throughout that film and the brotherly relationship they have is just got to me, because I have a brother, Cody, and this film really resonated with me. And Ian and Barley as a duo and brothers is fantastic. At number 6 is going to be Bob Parr, Mr. Incredible, and Frozone from Incredibles 1 and 2. Now, I think Mr. Incredible and Frozone as friends, as a duo, is really great. I didn't do the whole Incredibles family because this is just pairs of 2. And Bob Parr and Frozone are best buddies in those movies. And as a duo, they are really great. In the first movie, they're just best buddies. You know, they're going to look for different crimes because superheroes are legal. And just seeing their friendship is really great. I think Craig T. Nelson and Samuel L. Jackson as the voices is fantastic. But I loved it a lot more in Incredibles 2 because Frozone had a lot more screen time. And whenever he got called in to try to help Jack when he was going nuts, and Frozone having to deal with father stuff just like Bob Parr, it just is hilarious. Now we're into the top 5. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Miguel and Hector from Coco. Miguel as a character goes on a journey to the Day of the Dead to try to find who his grandfather was, Ernesto de la Cruz or Hector. And spoilers, it's Hector. Hector wants to go back and just be remembered, to see his daughter again, and you know it's Mama Coco. And so I just think the relationship and the duo they have was really great. Miguel and Hector worked really well as a duo to try to accomplish their different goals, and they just worked really well together. And you find out who Ernesto de la Cruz is. He murdered Hector by poisoning him, his drink, and the relationship really worked. You wanted Hector to get what he wanted, to see Mama Coco again, be remembered, and Miguel to find his grandfather in his dreams. At number 4 is going to be a classic duo, Mike and Sulley from Monsters Inc. and Monsters University. Mike and Sulley, John Goodman and Billy Crystal, iconic voice actors and characters. The best part about this friendship is their differences. You know, Mike has a passion for just being the smart guy. You know, he's very small and people doubt him, but he does anything possible to accomplish his goals. And Sulley wants to be the biggest scarer in Monsters Inc. And he has competition with Randall. And Mike and Sulley learn to work together, and it started off in Monsters University. You saw their differences and their friendship. They worked together really well, and it transitioned to Monsters Inc. And this friendship is so great. And then once, of course, Boo comes in, Mike is hesitant at the fact, but he trusts his friend to do the right thing. Sulley with Boo. It just really works. I love Mike and Sulley. At number 3 is going to be Carl Fredricksen and Russell from Up. Now, I love this duo, and it's a very odd duo. An old man, Carl Fredricksen, and a young Boy Scout boy in Russell. But Carl's old after the death of Ellie and him being depressed about life. What's there left to live for? And so he fulfills Ellie's dreams and goes off to Paradise Falls. And then this kid Russell shows up at his door to sell him Boy Scout stuff. And then the house gets flown up in the air and Russell is there. Carl and Russell's duo is fantastic. I love this duo so much. And the whole reward thing at the end to see these two, Russell trying to get his badge and Carl gives it to him. It's so well earned. They respect each other like a grandfather and son friendship. These last two right here are definitely nostalgic picks for me, and I think these two are the best duos in Pixar. Coming in at number 2 is Marlin and Dory from Finding Nemo. Marlin and Dory are a fantastic duo in Finding Nemo. Marlin is trying to find his son Nemo, who gets lost out in Australia. He's doing anything possible to find his son, and then Dory comes along the way. A very annoying fish who forgets everything, short-term memory loss. How could you put up with a fish like that? But Marlin does, and he's the true MVP for that. But it's just they understand each other, and they worked really well together, even though Dory can be annoying with her short-term memory loss. But it's so great. Albert Brooks and Ellen DeGeneres as the voices are so iconic. They have such iconic lines back and forth. And they're just such great friends back and forth. I love seeing Marlin and Dory working together in those movies. And those movies are so amazing because of Marlin and Dory. And my number 1, you all saw it coming, Woody and Buzz from the Toy Story franchise. I mean, this is definitely nostalgic and hands down my favorite friendship in all of Pixar in duos. And in Toy Story 1, where Woody is Andy's toy, and he is the most favorited toy by Andy by far, and he strides that ego so much until one day Buzz Lightyear shows up to Andy's hands, and he is the new attracted toy, and Woody doesn't like that, and so they don't get along at all throughout a majority of the first movie. But then they learn to respect each other. Once Woody tells Buzz that he's not a toy, Buzz sets off he's not a toy, and they just have to learn to work together, and they do. Toy Story 2, Woody gets taken by Al from Al's Toy Barn, kidnapped, and so Buzz is the one who sets up the search party to find Woody. Toy Story 3, even though they were at odds at first, but they really will work together no matter what. They always have each other's back. And Toy Story 4 as well, even though they were separated, just the end of Toy Story 4, where Woody decides to stay with Bo Peep, and Buzz is like, go get him, cowboy. It's just such an iconic friendship. Like, Woody and Buzz, you knew this was number 1. This is hands down the best Pixar duo. There you have it, guys. That was my ranking for all 12 Pixar duos. I'm sure I missed some, but that's okay. That's the ones I've included. Let me know down below in the comments your guys' list, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you guys as always for watching this ranking. All my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.